with having one of the craziest character developments in the show and even surpassing Toji in some people's eyes, to the massacre of the Zenin Clan. What must have transpired in such a relatively short period of time to where once a weak and inferior Maki turned into a completely feared and powerful monster that reflect the image of Toji. In this video, I'm going to attempt to unwrap all of these events that took place to completely change Maki into this killing machine that we now know of. Well, in order to first understand exactly why she would do all of this and what would motivate her towards making such a rapid change, we need to first take a look at her early childhood. Because Maki, when she grew up in the Zenin Clan, which is one of the big three clans consisting of the Zenin, the Gojo, and Kamo clans that existed during the Heian era, each possessing their own respective Jujutsu sorcery that was passed down through generations. And as Maki was born under a heavenly restriction, just like Toji, it was different in a sense that it did limit her Jujutsu ability, but not to the extent that she possessed completely zero Jujutsu like Toji. And Mai was sort of in the same situation, but she just did not have a heavenly restriction. She just lacked talent. And due to both Maki and Mai's lack of talent, they were both scolded and mistreated by their father, Ogi Zenin, who was the brother of Naobito, the clan leader. This is why Maki was called the failure of the Zenin clan by Geto. This also resulted in both Mai and Maki hating the Zenin clan and wanting to break away from their structure and values. And despite this remorse for her clan, she did want to get back at the clan by showing them that she was in fact able to become a successful sorcerer even though she wasn't born one. And this can be seen evident with the conversation between Maki and Yuta. All these childhood factors went on to impact Maki and constantly reflect on her abilities. The turning point in this character is notable during her fight against Dagon. Not their particular interaction specifically per se, but more so the events that transpired during this time frame. For starters, we see Toji being reincarnated by Granny Ogami's seance technique. Then he proceeds to blitz Ino on the roof and then kill Granny Ogami. And then as Megumi opens a portal into Dagon's domain, invading it, Megumi comes to give Maki Playful Cloud, a special grade cursed tool that is specifically suited for sorcerers who possess strong physical abilities, as the power of the tool is congruent with the physical abilities of the user and is the only special grade tool that operates irrespective of cursed energy, which makes it perfect for people with heavenly restrictions. And she uses this to attack Dagon, but Dagon isn't too bothered by it. Megumi tries to open a hole in the barrier to help Maki, Naobito, and Nanami escape, but then Toji is seen jumping out of the hole and takes Playful Cloud from Maki, which he then uses to exorcise Dagon. And this makes sense because Toji, possessing zero cursed energy at all, has more access to his heavenly restriction, granting him more physical abilities, and by him using Playful Cloud, which makes you more powerful the more physically stronger you are, which he is due to his heavenly restriction, he is able to easily exorcise Dagon compared to Maki, who didn't really manage to do that. And Maki is clearly shocked at what she is seeing, and she begins to realize that the true power that can be attained through heavenly restriction. And she begins to see Toji and really question what she's doing differently than he is. And after this takes place, Maki gets burnt by Jogo, leaving her with burn marks on her face and neck, which explains exactly why she looks the way she looks after the Shibuya arc. Maki is constantly reminded throughout the show of her lack of ability and her past, giving her the emotionless persona that we see throughout the show. And one of the times that we really see her lack that confidence in her own abilities was around the time that Megumi got appointed to the head of the Zenin Clan, which Megumi wanted to refuse and just suggested that Maki would make a better clan leader than him, but Maki disagreed with this fact and didn't believe that she was good enough compared to Megumi. So Megumi got appointed to the position, and this is when Maki made the choice to go back to the Zenin Clan in order to collect cursed tools. And as Maki returned back to the Zenin Clan, it was very obvious that she was not welcomed, as both Naoa and her mother reacted very negatively towards Maki as she entered, and as she went towards the vault that was full of tools, her father was awaiting her there, holding Mai hostage and planning to kill Maki too. And this was all a plan devised by her father to execute Mai, Maki, and Megumi due to the fact that they were regarded as rebels plotting to free Satoru Gojo at the time so that the clan could gain credibility. You know, what kind of sick parents would kill their own 2 daughters for the gain of some credibility? This just has to be cruel. And as they both clashed against each other, it is clear that Ogi, her father, outmatches Maki, managing to defeat Maki and take one of her eyes out. Ogi explains to Maki how both Maki and Mai being born was the cause of his failure, that it resulted in him not being the head of the clan and instead his brother claiming that title. Now this is when we see both Mai and Maki trapped in the training room that houses countless cursed spirits of level 2 and lower. Maki was forced to say goodbye to her sister too soon, marking a massive change in her personality. Inside a dream-like space, Mai explained that she was going to sacrifice herself while distancing herself from Maki. During that conversation, Maki listened to Mai's explanation, but she was constantly trying to close that distance. She didn't want to let go of Mai, and before they ever truly got a chance to reconcile, but was forced to accept this as the end. And in exchange for Mai giving everything to ensure Maki reached her potential, Maki promised to destroy everything. Maki was devastated by her sister's death, but had no time to mourn and had to carry out Mai's request immediately, killing their father in cold blood. And immediately after this, Maki was ready to continue and look to the last thing that her sister left for her, a sword. And with a cold and remorseless disposition, Maki looked to the sword and told Mai, let's get started. And along with this, Mai took away Maki's cursed energy, allowing her to have full range of her heavenly restriction and giving her physical abilities on par with Toji. And as we can see, she uses this power to ruthlessly annihilate the Zenin Clan without any expression of emotion. She slaughtered every member of the Hei and Kukuru unit present that day without any hint of remorse. And the only words that she did exchange with anyone were with Naoya when he asked if she had a human heart. And this was after she decapitated Jinchi and tossed his severed head into a pond, where then she replied with, no, it was taken from me. He also tried to call Maki an imposter during their fight, but Maki interrupted him by smashing his fist with a punch. Then she taunted him by asking him if he could repeat that statement. And in the midst of all of this, Maki still wanted to believe that there was good left in her family before killing her own mother. Maki attempted to see if her mom was trying to warn her about Ogi's trap back when she harassed Maki upon her return. However, Maki was assuming the best of her mother and appeared disappointed when she didn't get a fortunate answer from her. And as the story progresses, Maki seems to lack the understanding of what she is missing that would make her like Toji. And while normally and relaxed, Maki becomes tense and frustrated as we see her, and she was self-aware enough to realize this, that she was frustrated, and in order to combat this, she accepted Mio's offer and entered his domain in order to sumo wrestle her and blow off some steam. And in the midst of this, Maki put her trust into Mio and explained what was holding her back, and through sumo wrestling, Mio taught Maki how to free her mind and perceive everything around her without the pressure of the world on her shoulders. And with that newfound freedom of the mind, Maki smiled and proudly declared that she was at her best. And this allowed Maki to get into a better mental state, allowing her to fight at her full potential and regaining her focus and calm demeanor that she once had before. She realized that it wasn't enough to be like everyone else and needed to focus on what she could do specifically, things only she and Toji could achieve. And as a result, Maki didn't bother acknowledging Naoya's antics a single time and effortlessly took him down after this. And in her last conversation with her sister, Maki is able to confirm that she's broken anything that shackled her, just as Mai intended, allowing her to escape from the trap that she was placed in. And after all this takes place, the manga states that 12 years later, after Toji's death, a war god equal to Toji Zenin has been fully realized in Maki. Let me know what you guys think about this, and if you agree that Maki is as strong as Toji.